Streamer. Powered by Streamer. Stream your podcast, stream your story, stream yourself. Try it free at streamr.nyc.
Welcome to the Daily Bag Podcast. My name is Tommy Israel. As you might know, my mother did not give me that name. I gave myself that name with the hope that I could live by, stand by, and when it's all said and done, I lived up to it. So let's get right down to it. Ha! You know I'm a little mad at myself. I let 3 days go by without recording a new podcast. Not a good thing. Not a good thing when it comes to the goal that I'm trying to reach for myself, which is 300 episodes in a year. And I had it. You know, I had Super Bowl Sunday. I could have recorded on Super Bowl Sunday. I had space. And then Monday is no excuse. I had the day off, a rare day off, and I got up. I wrote it down. It was in my list, like call grandma, call auntie, make all the phone calls, get a little exercise, do the podcast, look for an apartment. I had all those things, and I didn't get to the podcast. I played myself, man. So this is my apology to you, Tommy Israel, because you know this is a conversation with myself as I have the extreme attempt to motivate myself and inspire myself with the hope that maybe you'll grab something out of the conversation. You know, I give you the warrant to eavesdrop in and listen in. So if you listening, I apologize, you too, man. If you kind of like one of the followers that listening on this, man, I apologize to you too, man, because I should have hit Super Bowl Sunday because I had something to talk about, man. I'm a little upset about that, but Monday really, I caught myself slipping. That's why today I was telling myself, I said, yo, if you plan on having a better February than you had January, if you plan on doing that and staying on pace with your goals, you can't be doing that how you slipped on Monday. That gotta be, all right, you gotta get that one to yourself. You gotta say, all right, I'm gonna let that one go. First Monday in February, all right, you can have that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you that one, but you ain't getting no more. You have to have that type of mentality. You cannot let another one get by. Not like that. That Monday is unexcusable, man. I mean, overall, I could have got much more done on that one day off. Even though mentally, I was preparing for this work week, because this work week start today. It started Tuesday, 9 a.m. It went in Thursday, 3 a.m. Then I will go back to work Thursday, 7 p.m. and don't get off the Saturday, 3 a.m. So mentally, I'm getting ready for that battle. Mentally, I'm in that trying to get to that state of mind. But it's still no excuse. You can't make excuses when you're going for excellence, man. You just can't. It's just no room for excuses when you're going to excellence. And this is a tough battle. Shooting this podcast every day it's tough, man. It's what I say is really from the heart. So the material is just of what I see and what do I go through today, and I just talk about it. So that part is not hard. It's finding the space in the area to record. That's the tough part, because I be trying to record at my job at Columbia University, and what happens there is the space where I try to record in is the only space, because I can't just, you know, I work in a section, bro. You know, I can't just be walking all around Columbia University like it's an Ivy League school. I got to stay in my lane. You know what I'm saying? In the building I work in, I gotta, you know, there's 32,000 students, so we talking about a lot of acres of land. But I gotta stay in my lane. I gotta stay in the building I work in, right? So in my building, there's only one little space, and I thought it was quiet, but when I listen back to it, it's too much background noise on those 2 episodes, man. And I think the 2 episodes I'm talking about, one was when I was talking about 6ix9ine, and another one I was talking about the day the dams collapsed. It's too much background noise, and I don't want that, man. I know people, you know, working with me, understanding I'm going through what I'm going through, and I don't have a place to record, and I'm still homeless, and I can't just record like I want to, because I be getting up in the morning inspired to record. But I'm in a space, I call it the redemption house, right? I call it the redemption house. But it's other people in that space with me. So I can't just wake up and be inspired to record and start recording. I can't. People don't want to hear that early in the morning. Man, some got to go to work. Other people, they about to put out because you ain't got no jobs or you can't stay in there for a certain amount of time. They trying to get their last hour of sleep or whatever they get. I just can't do it. It's going to become a time where I am going to have my own studio and I'm going to have my own space where I'll be able to really rock. That inspires me. Not being able to inspire myself inspires me to know that I gotta go all out, bro. That's why I get mad at myself by letting a Monday get by me like that. That I can't. I just cannot let anything get by me like that. It won't happen again for the rest of this month. I promise you that it won't happen for the rest of this month. But I just wanted to kind of apologize for that background noise. But this is the space that I have. I gotta utilize what I have, man. It's a little tough when it comes to that, but it's still no excuses. I still gotta get 300 episodes done. Period. End of story. You know. So today, what attracted me this day? Today, my first, let's say about 12 hours up. Yeah, I went to my first job, 8 hours, knocked down at 8. So I'm about in the 10th hour at the next job. But today I walked into the first job and the chef came. He said, yo, I was listening to a podcast and I thought about you. And I said, what was the name of it? He said it was on Aaron Hernandez. The podcast name was called Gladiators. I'm a big podcast head, man. That's all I listen to all day is podcasts, man. I might throw a little music in there in between, but I'm a podcast head, man. Straight up, man. Straight up podcast head. So he puts me onto the podcast. As soon as I get the opportunity, man, I throw it right on. You know what I'm saying? Because I got to respect the job. I don't own the business, right? So I got to respect the business. But as soon as I got the opportunity, threw it right on. It was a powerful podcast. It was like a 6-7 part series. I recommend anybody to go listen to it, man. It's really deep on Aaron Hernandez, the fallen football star that was convicted of the murders and wound up taking his own life in prison. Very, very deep. Very, very deep story, man. And they go into depth. And what stood out to me, first what I got from him, in his yearbook, he said, and I'm going to keep this. I'm taking this one with me, Aaron. I'm going to keep this one near me. He said, what will be is up to me. I thought that was heavy. What will be is up to me. And he said that in high school in his yearbook. And the funny thing about it, the kid, they graduated him 6 months early so he can go down to Florida to play football for the Florida Gators, which I thought was deep, because you just 17 years old and you got 90,000 people screaming your name. It's real, man. I think that we don't know the impact of these certain things, because if you wasn't someone like extremely special at a young age, you would really not know. Now you're talking about this guy's extremely special. He's gifted. He's playing in Division I football. I mean, the football, Florida Gators, their football is bigger than the professional NFL Miami Dolphins. They got more seats and they got more fans and they sell out more than the Miami Dolphins. So imagine this kid being a star at 17 on his team. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not making no excuses for this guy. You know what I'm saying? But just think, he's 20 years old in the NFL, playing in the Super Bowl. Come on, people. This guy's he 22 years old, $41 million contract. Come on, people. I mean, 14 million guaranteed signing bonus. I mean, he getting that check right then and there. It's no excuses. There's no excuses for what he did or what they convicted him. I don't know if he innocent or guilty. That's not my business what they convict him of. They convicted him of the crime of killing his friend. Right? So there's no excuses for that. But I'm just saying that power, that magnitude of that power. And I remember when I was a young guy, I had caught an experience where at 16 I ran into, not even a lot of money, bro. I developed a little small business that generated me some capital. I mean, we talking about less than 100,000, man. And it was like a dream come true. I built this company and it wasn't even, man, bro. I'd be lying to say if I had over 50,000 saved, man. But I felt so extremely powerful that it will come to you at that point if you don't know how to appreciate it at that point, because what it is, it's a magnitude that windfalls upon you. I was 16, and when it came to me, and I went up and bought a Jeep Cherokee, and I remember this red Jeep Cherokee at 16 years old, and talking about summer in New York City. At 16 years old, paid for this thing cash. And because of the windfall of it and the magnitude of it, I found myself one summer night driving inside of a basketball court. Right? Inside. Now, have you ever seen like a project? You ever seen like a housing project? They have basketball courts inside the projects, right? There's no excuse for a vehicle to be driving around this basketball court, right? It makes no sense. But if you're talking about a person that's 16 and he has this vehicle, he has all his friends rooting him on, and he's doing this, it's idiocy. We know that's clear that's what that is. However, you're talking about a 16-year-old thinking he's a superstar because that's what the people are leading him on to believe he's a superstar. Then when you have that type of windfall, now take that and a million times it with Aaron Hernandez. Take that same example, now a million times it with Aaron Hernandez, and then you have to understand what the magnitude of what he was facing at that time. So for him to be able to navigate, there's no excuse to it. However, there's no excuse to it, but still you have to take in consideration the magnitude of what that young man was experiencing. You know, now again, there's no excuses for it, but that magnitude of what that young man was experiencing, man, it just blew me away. And again, it made me feel sad for him, because I was listening to his conversation in the podcast. They had this conversation that when he was speaking to his mother and with his girlfriend. It was so sad because he was just a kid. You could hear in his voice he was just a kid, man. Now he's in a situation that he was just a kid. And then he made it clear that all the money didn't even matter. That no experience, even when he had got the $14 million contract, that it still was no joy. So you know what that feels like if somebody gives you $14 million and you can't find happiness and you waking up depressed. That must be terrifying, man. Terrifying. To have all the money in the world, have all the fame, and healthy and handsome, and have the world in the palm of your hands, and you're not happy. That's a terrifying feeling, man. And it moved me. The story really moved me today, and I just wanted to just speak about it, man. Wow, man, it reminds me of Tekashi 6ix9ine. Like, we can't allow ourselves, if we all fighting within ourselves to motivate ourselves and inspire ourselves to become these great individuals, we have to dedicate ourselves to giving back. And I think that's key. If you come into these situations, you come into these windfalls with the determination to give back, I think those things won't. It's impossible not to be happy giving. It's impossible not to be happy giving. And I think if you come into these windfalls, you better not come in with them negative. You better not come negative, bro. You better not come in negative. And I'm talking to you, Tommy Israel. When you get back on your feet, because it's no matter of if, it's when you get back on your feet. Stay away from the negative. Stay away from negative with all means possible. Stay away from the negative. I'm gonna wrap it up short on that one because if you got to go and listen to that podcast, man, you really have to take the time out to go listen to that podcast. It's deep. It's a win for it. It's very moving. It's very motivating. It's very inspiring when you look into it on those terms. It's called Gladiator, and it's on Aaron Hernandez, man. With that, I'm clear. Just wanted to get that off my chest, man. Just that one on Aaron, man, was heavy, man. That was heavy. My name is Tommy Israel, man. This is the Daily Bag Podcast.